Say hello to the Nubia Z70 Ultra, the latest and greatest darling flagship from the guys over in Nubia. And big emphasis on the camera on the back, 35 millimeter camera. It's a Sony sensor, adjustable physical aperture for very first time in a photo camera, well, a smartphone. And it's also got a ultra wide, which is nice. It's got a 64 megapixel telephoto, reach out and touch people, 50 times zoom, and it's also got a 50 megapixel ultra wide. So you've got that, you got the cool little LED ring on the back, and it's got some other nice features. You have a dedicated, oops, over here. You've got a dedicated shutter button, ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, infrared sensor on top. If you use that sort of stuff, I don't, but I know some people who really like it, so that's cool. And then you've got the alert slider as well, which is very reminiscent of what OnePlus does. And it's running Android 15 straight out of the box, and it's very, very lightly skinned. Let me turn that down a little bit. It's a little bright to see on the camera, but it's a pretty stock version of Android. From my experience with it, it's nice, it's smooth, it's got a good haptic feedback, and the icons look pretty nice. I like the way that works. I really like the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner under the screen. It's something that works out really well. No problems with that whatsoever. You've got facial recognition if you want to go that route, stereo speakers, and here's something that you don't notice. You see anything up there on the top of the screen? You don't. It's got a under the screen selfie camera, which is a 16 megapixel, and it's decent. And I wish it was a little bit better, but unfortunately, whenever you're trying to shoot through the pixels underneath the screen, it doesn't come out with the same level of quality you're going to expect from most other flagship phones. The big camera emphasis is back here with the 35 millimeter camera. Got lots of different camera modes you can take photos with, and it takes great night shots. It's even got an old kind of throwback mode like you're using a Fujifilm 35 millimeter. That's pretty cool. And Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. So you got power for days in this. It is super fast, it's snappy, it's powerful, it's fantastic for gaming, whatever you want to do. It's got a 6150 milliamp battery, which is pretty crazy because that's tons of power. Now, the battery life does seem to be pretty good on it. Definitely an all-day battery, no problem. And even when you're playing games, the battery life is not all that bad, but it does get a little warmer than most. And I think that is, it just doesn't have quite the same level of cooling technology and expertise that you get with like Samsung or you get with Apple. Well, I would say Apple, but their phone gets pretty hot. So let's stick with Samsung. They've done a pretty good job with heat. So is actually even, I think, the Google Tensor 4 with the Pixel 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL series phones as well. It's got a metal body on it, and I have to remember the name of this. I can't remember it off the top of my head. It's called the glass. It's Longshi Glass Generation 2. So it's a different version of protective glass on here. It's not the Gorilla Glass that we're used to, but I mean, it feels pretty good. Just, don't drop it. Has a micro SIM or nano SIM down on the bottom. It doesn't have eSIM support, which is kind of curious in 2025, but it does have a fancy case that comes with it. So you've got that, and the case actually fits on here quite nicely. It's a nice little silicone protective case. It's got the little protective raised bezels around the cameras, all the important areas, and even on the front over as well. So that's something that's nice, so you can make sure you're protected out of the box. And it has a built-in is a built-in screen protector. But I've been using it, and one, it catches dust like crazy, and it gets scratches on it pretty easily. So, and unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of options to replace it. But there are some that you can find, search out there. But it's good that it has one built onto it. Comes with the charging cable, the 80-watt charging, which is nice. You got a charger in the box as well. Everything you need to get going, and that's one thing that I like and I appreciate about some of these brands. Charging cable, charging brick, screen protector, case. I wish every phone did that. It would be really nice if every manufacturer threw that stuff inside the box. So, Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, and I've been talking about this a lot lately because, well, it's in the new OnePlus 13, fantastic chipset. It's in this phone. It's going to be the new Snapdragon. It's going to be the new Samsung. I'm just fumbling over my words today. It's going to be the new Samsung Galaxy S25 series, the latest and greatest, rolling into 2025, and it has so much power. It's significantly improved over the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3, basically like 40% boost across the board in AI and efficiency, power efficiency, battery, things like that. It is noticeable when you use this phone. And one of the nice things is the haptics are pretty good in it too. Oh, actually, you can see, there we go. It went to go activate facial recognition. So you can see where the camera is actually at. It's a very small camera up at the top of the screen, but it's under the screen. And they're one of the few people that have been doing this, and they've been doing it for quite a while. And it makes for a really interesting kind of hardware complementary skill set with the phone. Now, the camera I think is good. The primary camera takes some really good photos. The telephoto takes some really good photos. The selfie is okay. And it can be a little inconsistent, especially depending on how the light catches it, making sure the screen is cleaned, all those sorts of different things. It helps, right? So if you've got direct light on it, it does kind of catch the glare. But the back cameras are remarkable, take some really, really excellent photos. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Here's some of the photo samples that I've taken. And like I said, 50 megapixel regular camera, 35 millimeter, and then it's got the 70 millimeter, 64 megapixel telephoto, and it has 2.7 times optical zoom, and then it's got a 50 megapixel ultra wide, laser autofocus, all that good stuff, HDR10, 10-bit video, 8K video at 30 frames per second, and the video is it's a little inconsistent. It's not the greatest. You can tell they definitely put their resources and their attention towards actual still photography, but you do have 4K 120, you do have 8K video. Just don't expect iPhone level video whenever it comes to this camera, especially not on the selfie camera, because again, it does suffer from those limitations of being under the screen, but 16 megapixels is respectable. It has 30 frames per second video, 1080p on the front. So no 4K video on the front, but you do get 4K and 8K on the back. And it does charge pretty quick too, which is also nice. It's appreciative. Again, I said you get the charger in the box, and it's neat, built in with the operating system. They've got a rotating screen protect, like a rotating background every time you turn the screen on and off, which is a pretty nice thing. Weighs 228 grams, and overall, yeah, I've been pretty impressed with it. Battery life is fantastic. Definitely an all-day battery event whenever it comes to this phone. It's going to be great for gaming, great for daily use, great for social media, great for high-end anything you want to do with your phone, which is pretty nice. And again, like I said, the haptics are pretty good. It's an enjoyable typing experience, and here you go. This is built in with the operating system, but it's neat because you get a different background every time. It doesn't pull from your library. It's got like a stock sample and all that stuff. But overall, I got to say it's pretty nice. And the price I think is okay too. Availability, of course, is more difficult here in the US, but you can get it. And a little over $700 is what you should roughly expect to pay for the 12 gig 256 model. It does go up higher than that. There are 16 gig of RAM variants, larger storage, UFS 4, which is nice. You get good efficient power and efficiency and speeds on your read and write whenever it comes to storage and things like that. And the media experience on it is pretty decent as well, but it will suffer in some areas with the screen because of different compatibility stuff. It does have 144 hertz. It is slightly better than a 1080p. It's not quite Quad HD Plus, but it's better than 1080p, so it kind of falls in that gray area. It's like 1.8K, I guess if you want it. You can't quite call it 2K resolution, but it doesn't have some of the support for like Dolby Vision or things like that. So it does have HDR10, but it doesn't have some of the other cool stuff that you get with like Netflix or other streaming services. You might run into compatibility issues there with some of those finer enhancements. It does have 2000 nits maximum brightness, so it's not the brightest screen in the world, but it is plenty bright in almost any situation that I've run into it. Under direct sunlight, you will notice a difference as opposed to like a Samsung or a OnePlus, but it's on par with what you get with the iPhone 16 Pro Max, iPhone 16 series phones, so it's really hard to ding it when that's one of the largest standards in the world for, you know, the iPhone, right? So overall, this is a very enthusiast phone. This is not something you're going to see a lot of people carrying around, but if you really care about still photography, if you want to have the latest chipset, if you want to have a pretty stock Android system and setup, and just to remember the name here, it is running Nebula AIOS. I was trying to remember the name of it. Nebula AIOS. It's kind of their own version of Android, but it is very lightly skinned. It is not something that really feels like you're running. It doesn't really feel like you're running like Samsung, right? Samsung is very overly skinned for some people. Some people like One UI, some people don't like One UI, some people prefer the Google Pixel phones for that very stock Android experience, and that's pretty much what you're going to get here. I did find the haptics, again, were pretty good, and call quality is pretty decent as well. Stereo speakers, nice volume, not the loudest, not the best, but they're very adequate speakers and they work quite fine. There's no headphone jack, no SD card slot, none of that stuff, but it also is nice, like I said earlier, have that dedicated shutter button for the camera, and then you got the alert slider switch. You can use that for, you know, mute and things like that. So overall, I think there's been a lot of thought put into it. It's nice to see such a solid camera phone that we get from Nubia here that challenges even some of the best flagship phones that are out there, and it has some quirks of its own. But overall, I think they did a pretty decent, good job with this phone. And if you're interested in one, if this is something that you want to take a little trip off the beaten path and you don't want to go get a Pixel, you don't want to get a Samsung, you don't want to get an iPhone, but you want something with some low frills, high reward photography, but maybe not so great in the video or selfie department, then this guy is for you. It might be something that you're interested in. So that's all I've got in this video. If you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, all that stuff, please, of course, go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and a little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.